All right, in the beginning, I mentioned we're going to play a weekly segment. I don't know, it might be weekly at this point, called What Did Mike Craven Do to Piss Off Twitter? Well, this week, we're doing the Texas 12 rankings. We're ranking position groups, coaches, right, kind of like a power rankings-ish, but kind of like a snapshot, right? Like as of right now, this is the rankings for blank. Well, we decided to do quarterback room. The reason why we did quarterback rooms is because there's so much up in the air right now with certain starting quarterbacks that you can't just name one guy. Obviously, you can kind of pencil in some people right now, but that could change week 2, whatever. So we decided to go quarterback rooms. Well, I don't know if some people realized that was our line of thinking because we had some...
We had some angry fans in the comments.
This might have been one of the most engaged posts that we've had in a while. I think this might be the most engaged post on our college football account.
For sure. Definitely.
I know on Facebook, the main account had a lot of interactions as well.
Are we allowed to call people stupid?
Listen, I think if people act stupid, you can call them stupid.
Yeah.
I found
No,
this
Mike,
conversation.
let me start this.
Sorry.
Mike Craven, why did you rank SMU, Houston, UTSA with incumbent starting quarterbacks over my team that has a quarterback that has not thrown a meaningful pass or that has a quarterback that only good game came against a team with no pass rush? Go.
I feel like this comes down to like people look at it and go, who's the most talented quarterback room?
Right.
And that's different.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you can't compare SMU playing in the ACC to A&M playing in the SEC. Like there's
pound for pound rules.
Right. It's pound for pound rules, right? Mm-hmm. This is what we're doing. This is Dave Campbell's Texas football. You should know the drill by now, right?
Mm-hmm.
SMU had a quarterback that threw for 4,000 plus yards. Houston had a quarterback that threw for 36 touchdowns and went to a conference championship game. UTSA.
No, but Mike Craven, Quinn Ewers,
and Arch Manning, who's not even there yet,
handed the ball off in a blowout against Ohio State. Why isn't he better than Tanner Mordecai in your rankings?
Well, because the last time I saw Quinn Ewers play, he was getting dominated by Todd Dodge's defense at Westlake. You know what I mean? And so, like, I guess we could bet on the come. And if you're asking me the most talented quarterback rooms, yeah, sure. Texas Hudson Card's a really talented guy. Quinn Ewers, 5-star prospect. We all agree on all that kind of stuff. But I've never seen either one of them do it in a college game meaningful. Like Hudson Card lost his job to Casey Thompson.
Yeah.
You know, A&M can't find a quarterback.
Right.
You know, they went to LSU and kind of got a guy that LSU didn't really want anymore, and he may be their starter and stuff. I think this is just one of those weird years where the G5 quarterback rooms are in much better positions than the P5 ones, especially if we compare them to like competition. And at the end of this year, people may be right. Texas may have the best quarterback room. Quinn Ewers could throw for 4,500 yards, 40 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and it's like, hey, yeah, that's the guy we thought we'd see coming out of South Lake Carroll. But I can't, with good conscience, just do that. Just put it on the list in front of guys who we have literally seen do it at their highest level. Maybe their level isn't as high as A&M or Texas is, but we've seen them win meaningful conference games and have their teams do really good things. Texas went 5-7 last year.
Sure.
Their quarterback room is not number 1 in the state. I'm sorry.
Right. I remember, Texas fans, if it gives you any solace, we could absolutely make an argument that they're below Tech, TCU, and A&M. Why? And Baylor, because they have quarterback. Those teams have quarterbacks that we've seen do it.
Yes.
Donovan Smith. Say what you want about him. We know he did something.
That's
right?
what's funny.
Tyler
about this.
Shuck. We've seen him do something.
That's what's funny is like I thought I rated Texas too high.
Right.
Yeah.
Max Duggan. Whatever you think of Max Duggan, he has more games under his belt, meaningful snaps than Hudson Card and Quinn Ewers.
Yeah. Blake Shapen tore up the Sugar Bowl before he got hurt.
Right.
You know, like Baylor's got a good court. But yeah, Texas fans are the most sensitive people on the internet.
Oh,
I know they like to make Texas A&M fans the most sensitive fans on the internet. A&M fans are just the craziest fans on the internet. Texas fans are the most sensitive fans on the internet.
Oh,
it's not even close.
Easily.
Easy clickbait.
Oh, my God. It was great. It was great. Look, watching the engagement roll, and you're just like, man, we're going to drop this exact same list in like October. It's going to change, and it's going to be like, oh, why is blah, blah, blah.
What I loved is like the Davey O'Brien Watch List Award was like, this lines up perfectly with like what our nominations were. And I was like,
I retweeted that.
Shout out Watch this season, baby.
I had like my Brian Windhurst moment.
Now, why would they tweet that?
Yeah, why would they do that? You know?
No, I agree. Like, listen, this is a snapshot of what we project right now.
Entering 2022.
Honestly, and if you pick up the magazine, this is consistent with what's in the magazine. Look who's the first team quarterback. Look who's the second team quarterback. It's the guys 1 and 2 on this list.
Yeah.
Like, it's the guys that played for conference championships last year.
It's not the Ohio State transfer.
It's not the Ohio State transfer, right? So, I don't know. It's funny to me. Obviously, I know why, because Quinn Ewers is the greatest thing since sliced bread. 247 had him since whatever. Vince Young, I don't know their rankings. They're just something Vince Young, something Garrett Gilbert. I don't know. But Garrett Gilbert should be a cautionary tale that unless we see them do it, it's always speculation, right? There's no – you saw Quinn Ewers. You covered Quinn Ewers,
He's
right?
incredible.
He is absolute natural talent.
Yeah, we're not saying he's not good.
Natural talent. He might be number one just in terms of pure natural gifted talent.
Yeah, if we're talking about just scouting talent.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
Yeah, sure.
Exactly.
Sure.
So, but
Hudson Card is on
checked
top
all the
of that
boxes
list
too.
And he couldn't beat out Casey Thompson.
I was about to say, like I
So,
said, the only game he
football
had
happens on the field.
The only good game Hudson Card had was against a team with no pass rush when Louisiana couldn't figure out how to get to him.
I also saw a couple comments that were like, "Oh, well, what about Arch Manning too?" I'm like, he's not even he hasn't even signed yet. Like he's just verbally committed at this point.
Don't disrespect Malik Murphy like that. Just dumping him out of the QB room. That's the other guy that's actually pretty physically gifted.
Yeah.
So second of all, not even in the room yet.
Yeah.
I think we should all know after the last couple of years that people can't read.
No.
Right?
No.
Not critically. Right? I mean, they can physically read words.
Right.
I know what
critical
the
thinking
is.
was missed in
they
elementary
look over
school.
context. They look over things like that. So, anyway, we have that was last week. We have another graphic up for this week. That's surprisingly getting a lot less engagement because a certain team is number one.
Texas is on top, so nobody's there to cry about it.
So we'll talk about the running back room next week because I do think it might be one of the better years. It might be the best year in a long time across the state in terms of just running back
The way
talent.
that we have questions about quarterbacks throughout the state,
We do
have
not.
the opposite problem
For
with
running backs.
Like,
It's
there
very
is a
clear.
plethora of running, and that's with Zach Evans and Luis Bentley leaving the state,
Yeah.
and Alton McCaskill being hurt.
But Craven, I'm surprised. Why isn't there as much of an uproar about the running backs as there are the quarterbacks?
Yeah, you put Texas and Texas A&M on top, and there seems
There's
to
no
be a
complaints
lot,
there.
like
No
mice.
complaints there.
Nobody's like congratulating us for
I was
getting.
about to say, great rankings,
Right,
Mike Craven.
yeah, right.
I haven't seen one good comment.
It's like being a parent.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
It
Yeah,
is.
you don't-
The kids just
That's a great
complain.
kid you got there.
Right. Well,
sometimes
and the
you get
kid's
that.
never like, "Hey, thanks, Dad, for being in the right spot at the right time."
Yeah.
So
Thanks for
yeah.
being there always. It's
Yeah.
not till like they're in their 40s. He was like, thanks for being there when I was
Right,
younger. It's
right.
like
That was pretty
retrospect.
cool of you to be a dad.
Right, exactly.
That's pretty cool of you to be a dad. Oh.